guys, welcome back to the 2023 Cranbury Park Ice Bowl. Jim here from Disc Golf Brah. We got to give again a huge thanks to Heiser Disc Sports in Vernon, Connecticut. Check out their new location. This is the 21st anniversary of this Ice Bowl, with benefits going to the Open Door Shelter in Norwalk. Again, a huge thanks to Craig Smolin. He's been running this since 2015. We got a battle up top. Marvin and Bobby both at -6. This is going to be a fun back nine. We're going to start on hole 10, par 3, 352. The drone is kind of taking an up the gut route here, where most players might go Heiser off to the right. You got to get over this kind of brick wall that we're flying over now. We have OB right off to the right-hand side. Won't come into play for most players, but you really want to end up right down in this ravine. Dodge those wires with the drone and also with your putter. And you want to land right around here for your tap-in birdie. Hole 10, really good fun hole to start on the back. Marvin going with his boss. That just gets an incredibly bad kick off that early tree. Right on the left-hand side, there's a lot of damage over there. It's going to be tough to get out of there. Dalton going with the drone route here with his T-Bird 3 and just gets it a little too low. He'll be right at that kind of rock wall center there. This is a G1, a gateway for Cory here. Hits that main tree, but will end up right at the kind of walking path there. We're going to see a big destroyer out of Bobby here. Going this right side Heiser gap. Kind of never Heisers up. Bobby thought it was out of bounds. It takes this bad kick, but that's fine. Right in the walking path there. Maybe 15 short of the out of bounds. This is going to be a tough out of here for Marvin. Looking to get something kind of flexy and moving with his forehand. Gets caught up early and kind of be right at that rock wall. It's going to be kind of a tough up and down for him for a bogey. Here's that lefty forehand from Bobby going to this ESP zone. Got a big fat tree in his face, just looking to flex something around. Settle right at the basket, and that tree helped him do just that. That's going to be an easy tap-in par for Bobby. Cory going back to that Devil Hawk approach shot, and I thought he was going to ring this up, and that's going to sit down. That's a great shot. Dalton going with a purple Berg here. Thought it was going to be a little more beefy than that. Just kind of never stabled up and shows the Berg roll there. That's going to leave a lot left for his par. Marvin kind of laying up and down for his bogey. Get some nice tree play there. That'll tap in nice. Maybe about 35 left for Dalton here. Kind of an awkward stance. A little bit of elevation. And lucky to kind of sit there. That could have rolled away a bit bad. Tough bogey for Marvin to start. This back nine, I would say, plays a lot kind of easier than the front nine, but it's a really fun watch with a variety of holes. Nice par there from Bobby after that tee shot. And Dalton starting off with a bogey as well. Cory with a really nice approach. This is going to be easy. It's going to be a tap-in. Let's be honest. It'll be a tap-in par. We're moving to hole 11. This is the first time this hole is on coverage. I believe this is a brand new hole. Par 4, 377. This is a tight tee shot over this rock wall. We got out of bounds far right on the walking path over the rock wall on the right. You're going to see the short basket right on the left here. You want your tee shot to land right up on this crest of the tee, maybe something that Heiser flips to flat, lands about here, and then you still don't have the easiest upshot. 377 is not a long hole, but you have a lot left in your upshot, or your second shot to get your birdie. Really happy with the birdie, but it is definitely accessible if you have two really nice shots. Happy with a par on this hole, but you can get some huge numbers. Cory going with his blade forehand here. Checks up 9, close to the out of bounds. He'll have a lot in his face for a second look. Looks like Bobby going to a destroyer here, and this goes right up the gut. Right at our camera guy Q. Checks up right before he was going to take off his head. That was a great shot. Here's that Avery T-Bird out of Marvin. This has a nice looking turn on it. Kind of checks up right by the short basket there. Really nice shot. Star Destroyer out of Dalton here. Similar line to Bobby, and takes a huge kick. It's going to land over where Cory was. Not terrible, but definitely not good. We're going to get a look at that. You know, anytime you see a player throwing a tomahawk, it's a tough area, but definitely has some windows if you're going up. Something about these cranberry trees, they're kind of very tall, but they lean. So there are windows if you look up, and that put him about pin high, so that was a good shot. Cory going back to that Firebird disc out of Gateway, Firebird-esque, and catches that early tree. We're going to see a zone upshot approach from Marvin. Puts a little more flex on it maybe than he wanted to. That'll putt. Be a good, decent-sized birdie putt. Lefty Firebird alert. Lefty forehand Firebird alert out of Bobby. Just missed his window there, but that was looking good. Here's that Devil Hawk out of Cory. Nice flick of the wrist. It's got to travel, though. Yeah, that'll work. Tap in for his par. Here's Bobby's second upshot here. That'll work. He'll tap that in for par. Really fun hole design. I've heard a lot of feedback about it. It is very challenging to the AMs, but I think overall it's a really nice hole. Good run there from Dalton. Really good hole for the pros here. Something that you definitely could get a birdie on. Should definitely get a par. Nice par from Cory with that scramble there. This would be a big birdie putt from Marvin to bounce back from that bogey. Just kind of held on to it for a little too long. Really awesome dog alert. As Bobby taps in for par, Marvin's going to tap in for his par. Happy with par on this hole. We'll take a par. Pars all around. That's going to move us to hole 12. Definitely one you want to get, but it's kind of one of those funky holes where you throw your tee shot, you can't really see it land. You're not exactly sure how much hyzer you need or how much distance, but we got a par 3, 262. You want to throw something that has height and also a lot of hyzer on your backhand, but you don't want too much glide, or you see this OB rock wall on the right-hand side. You got to avoid that. Tricky, but also easy hole, similar to hole 5 on the front, I would say. This is going to be a Warrior out of Cory. And this looks real nice. About 50 left for his birdie, I would say. Bobby going to Glow Zone, I believe, or P2 or something similar. Good amount of height, good amount of hyzer. Just needed to miss that one tree, so needed to push a little more. Here's Marvin going with the zone. And this stables up a little too early. The trouble is if you get a little too early kind of in that clump of trees there, and that's where him and Bobby both ended up. We're going to see another zone out of Dalton, and I like this angle. I like this height out of him. Just has to keep pushing, get some nice ground play. And yeah, that's a good shot. CTP there for Dalton. So Marvin with a bunch in his face. Wants to be careful not to test that OB on the right side. That's kind of all you can do from there. Bobby looking to take advantage here. A lot left for his birdie, though. Good bid, and lucky to not go out of bounds off that top of that band. I've seen that happen many a times. Cory says, oh, you guys are trying to do this? Let me show you. Real nice birdie there from Cory. Little hop, skip, and a jump. Nice putt. Good, confident, kind of wobbly putt out of Dalton, but we'll take it. Bobby and Marvin will tap in their pars. And the two two non-locals are like, hey guys, this is how you do it. Check out these birdies. That's going to move it to one of my favorite holes on this course, but I would say one of the hardest holes on this course is hole 13, par 3, 350. Got to check out last year's coverage. Bobby just destroys this hole. A couple different lines you can take. The drone is following kind of like a forehand flex line, something that goes high and flexes out late. Really tough hole. You want to go something. You might see a lot of kind of backhand hyzers that stand up and go straight through this wood line, kind of finish straight. Very difficult hole, par 3. Could be a par 4, but a very challenging par 3. Happy with par. Birdie's very tough. I've never seen a birdie, but it has happened for sure. Cory going back to this Warrior, looking to go this high forehand flex line. Problem with elevation is it just does stable up the disc there. He'll have a lot left for his second shot. Dalton putting some speed on this orbit. Holy moly. Finds that rock wall. That was all of 350 there. It's a great shot. Finds that inside gap. Actually splits those trees, which was incredible. Bobby going to some kind of lightweight destroyer, I believe, here, and just gets caught up in the branches. Hard to avoid those branches. So many trees on this hole. Adding elevation. Super fun hole. Marvin going to big forehand flex here. This is that champ PD2. And yeah, that'll end up nice. Still a bunch left for his second shot, though. This is not an easy hole. Cory going to this blade, looking to get something stable, forehand, get a little ground action. And this is exactly what to get. Yeah, that'll tap in for par. That's great. Bobby going back to that lefty forehand, looking to do a big outside flex here. Just needed to miss that one. Still away, kind of looking to do the same thing, and he's got a lot left for this bogey. Might have a little score swing here. So Marvin knows he can just kind of up and down, gain a stroke on Bobby. Kind of fluffs this one, but gets a great tree kick there to tap it in for his par. Dalton doing a little forehand flex here, looking to kind of run this. Goes right over the basket, but that'll check up right at that rock wall. Bobby tapping in for his bogey. Wasn't as much left as I thought. It was a pretty standard putt. Dalton wanted that birdie throw in. He'll take a par. That's a really nice par on this hole. Cory's going to tap in his par as well. And Marvin's going to tap. So a couple pars and a bogey for Bobby. Tough hole, but a couple of really nice shots out of these guys. Hole 14's got to be one of the other signature holes on this course. We're open. We're back in this huge field. Par 3, 298. The drone is taking this forehand kind of outside route. Most people will go backhand and kind of get through, dodge these trees on the right-hand side, and check up right before that dog walking path on the left-hand side is out of bounds. We're going to see another G1 out of Cory here, looking to go right hand, hyzer, little flip, and that's probably a little straighter than he wanted to, but it's going to have a nice big skip at the end. You want something that has a little more hyzer. It doesn't start as far right and kind of stables up and ends right in that gap. Here's a DD1 out of Dalton. Just needed to miss that tree, and that would have been perfect. Marvin going back to his boss. Again, this is just kind of another stock shot for Marvin here. He's throwing this flexy forehand. Gets right around this huge clump of trees and absolutely parked. Great shot. Bobby's going to show us his backhand line with the destroyer. And this one's just a little too beat in, possibly. Gets a little too straight on him. He'll have to go over this bush for his up and down. Maybe a little birdie run, but not very visible. Here's where Bobby ended up just kind of half bidding on this one. It's got to check up in the snow, and yeah, luckily it did. Last year, this whole putting green was pure ice. Made for some big numbers. Cory with a little hot putt there. Off the band, checks up. That'll be a par for him. Dalton looking for a bird. And up nice. Really good birdie out of him. Got a colorful card going on so far, but we'll take those birdies. Bobby in for par. And Cory's going to tap in. And don't look now, but Marvin's going to tap in for his birdie as the little wiener dog runs by. And we got ourselves a new leader. Marvin at -6, Bobby at -5. Definitely got to go check out Hyzer Disc Sports. Again, thanks so much for sponsoring this coverage, guys. Awesome spot, family run. Go check them out. Going to bring us to hole 15, par 3, 294. We got a low ceiling with this branch we're flying under now. kind of a straight stock shot here. You want something that's going to have a little bit of glide and some slide toward the end because this green is elevated, running this kind of rock dirt wall clump here. Really fun hole. You want to throw something that's low but also glidey and slidey. Trademark that. Sky God 4 out of Dalton, just a little too low, but it will get a little bit of slide there. A lot left and to an elevated basket, almost kind of a guaranteed layup. Marvin going back to this Distrograph Extreme. Unfortunately, just finds that tree. Give me a tough up and down. We're going to see that blade again out of Cory. Kind of lines up nicely for this forehand flex. You just got to get it low, which he does, and skip right about now, which it does. That's a real nice shot. Just kind of hyzers a little too early, but that'll be a decent birdie putt for him. Bobby going back to this whale, just looking to throw something straight. Just needs to miss this one tree. That's the tree. Looked good out of his hand, just needed to miss that one at the end. Looking to go a little up and down here for Marvin. Yep, that'll tap. And Dalton with an up and down here. Bobby kind of half laying up there as well. Gets it to check up nice. That'll tap in for his par. Here's Cory's birdie bid. And yeah, Cory's having a real nice back nine so far. Solid birdie for him. Nice par here for Bobby. Dalton with the par. Elevated basket. You try not to slip as you go grab your disc. Marvin will tap in for par as well. So Cory with the lone birdie on that hole. Really nice forehand flex. It definitely plays on a lot of these holes. It's going to bring us to hole 16. Another low ceiling off the tee. Par 3, 328. We have OB deep on the left-hand side, which does come into play on a backhand shot. OB on the right rock wall, but doesn't really come in too much play. If your disc starts hyzering right about here, you will find that OB. You got to throw something that has a little turn or a little kind of flex turnover and finishes right at the basket. 328, not a huge hole, but again, another low ceiling. Here's that G1 out of Cory. Gets a little too high off his hand. Checks up right in the middle of the green, middle fairway, excuse me. He'll have a lot back left in for his upshot. Here's that T-bird out of Dalton. Gets a little speedy and checks up right before the out of bounds. Really nice to not go out of bounds. I thought it was from the tee, but checks up real nice. I think those leaves helped a little bit. This gets a little too turned over for Marvin. Catches under that tree and sits, which I think helped him out. That looked like it was going straight OB. Here's this T-bird from Bobby. And this just needs to miss this tree, and this looks real nice. Going to finish right at the basket. That's a Brinster T-bird out of Bobby. Real nice shot. Marvin looking to go up and down here. This has to check up real fast, and it does. A little more than he wanted left there, but that'll work for his par. This lead kind of swings throughout this whole tournament, but Bobby is parked for his birdie, and Marvin is tapping in for his par, so we're going to see another swing going on here on hole 16. Here's where Dalton ended up. This will be his birdie putt here. Just tickled the chain. Marvin, good, confident par there. That could have been a big bogey for Bobby to capitalize on. Cory's par putt here, making it look nice and easy. Confident. Great shot out of Bobby. That's a huge birdie to take on this hole. Dalton's going to tap in for par here. So don't look now. We got a tie up at the top, -6. We're moving to hole 17. Par 3, 282. You got to throw something that's just dead straight with some distance. We're going to see some kind of T-birds here. Couple forehand flexes. it's a tough gap. You really got to just throw something that goes straight with some distance. Straight on this hole. Bobby going back to that same disc he just threw. Brinster 12 time. Good height. Gets a little tuggy on this one. And that's a big kick. Cory going to his Diablo. This has a little turn on it. Probably a straight fairway kind of driver. It just gets caught up in that early left-hand side. Dalton going back to that star T-bird. Gets a little too turned over. Caught a little wind gust there. Ends up right where Bobby did. Here's Marvin's X-Cal here. He's looking to do some kind of big turnover, forehand flex, and this is absolutely perfect. And heads up Q. Whoa! Oh my God. Really nice shot. Let's take another look at this one. Good height. Just misses that outside tree. Flexes right at the perfect time and just nearly misses an ace on the back door there. Good dodge there from Q. That'll definitely set him up for a birdie putt. Could be a big swing in this score. Here's Bobby's upshot with the Firebird. Lefty forehand. Needs to get this one close. He knows Marvin is parked. And yeah, that'll work. Little left, but that'll work. Dalton with a lot left. Gets a really nice kind of Stockheiser shot there. Looks like a P2. That'll tap in for his par. Here's that Devil Hawk out of Cory. And yep, that'll work. Big birdie putt here for Marvin. Put him in the lead. Confident. Great putt. Right where you want to aim it there. Huge birdie out of Marvin. This will be Bobby's par putt here. Put him one down. And unfortunately, a couple distractions there possibly. That's going to put him on his bogey putt. He's going to be 2 down going into hole 18. This is a huge hole. You got to imagine that Marvin has this in the bag. Whew, we got some drama here, folks. Good par there from Cory. Dalton's going to tap in his par as well. Marvin -7, Bobby -5. I'm starting to get sweaty. Hole 18, par 4. This is a great finishing hole, one of the best in Connecticut. 567. We have OB on the left-hand side here. OB on the right-hand side where the tee is. You want to get your drive to end up right around this walking trail, which is not OB, but right around here so you have a fairly easy upshot, although this is very much an island green with OB surrounding all over this back green. Off to the right, off to the left, and long, but more so feels like an island. Marvin's going to start us off with that boss that he's been throwing all day, the champ boss. Just looking to get one out there. Doesn't want to do anything too crazy, and this just never stables up. Unfortunately, finds us out of bounds, which is a huge mistake off the tee. Everyone on the card couldn't really believe it. Ball's really in Bobby's court now. Here's that G1 from Cory. Just looking to get one kind of out there, stable up hyzer near that trail, which he does. And this will have a little skip. Not as much distance as he wanted there, a little too much height, but that'll work. This is a Star Charger from Dalton. Wants a little more turn here. This is headed towards that OB, but has a little more distance and finds right through that OB and checks up right by the short basket. Really nice shot from Dalton there. Wanted a little more turn there, but he'll take that one for sure. All right, so the ball is in Bobby's court now. He's going to throw a destroyer here, just looking to get down there, hopefully capitalize on that OB. This is a halo destroyer here, and this is starting on a great line. Smart, safe, checks up right by that trail. He'll be right in the center. And we're going to see where Marvin kind of ends up. Talking about where his disc crossed the OB, which is right kind of where the camera is. His disc ended up right in the middle of that brush. Could turn out to be a huge mistake. So Marvin takes relief here and doesn't choose to go backwards in this OB relief, but just fires one up here, looking for a forehand flex. And this just catches edge and rolls immediately out of bounds. So 2 back-to-back out of bounds. And we're shocked. Everyone can't believe it. Very bad break there for Marvin, but I'm not sure he knew at the time that that was OB, but Bobby did, or at least he thought so. This is Cory's blade, and this checks out perfectly. That's a great shot for Cory. So Bobby's going to go check out and confirm that Marvin's disc is indeed OB. Marvin would be throwing 5 as Bobby's going to throw his second shot. So this is that P2 or possibly P2, I think, out of Bobby. Just looking to get one down there, and he fluffs this one as well. This, unfortunately, also finds the out of bounds. So Bobby, with a huge advantage, just needed to kind of roll that one up there. He finds the out of bounds. These scores are going through the roof on this last hole. This is some serious drama, folks. Dalton with a Berg up shot here, just looking to get up and down. Great shot from here. Great shot from him there with the Berg. So Marvin finding his disc, we'll see this is where he went out of bounds. So he's throwing 5 here. Looking to get this one close. This is not an easy shot. And this finds an early tree. There's a lot of trouble on this hole that these guys are finding. These scores are all over the place. So this is for Marvin's 6. This will be double bogey. He'll have that putt for 7. So Bobby's kind of counting this down with everybody. He knows he needs to make this putt. This would be for the win. This would be walk-off putt here for Bobby. Big putt here. This would be for his bogey. Just missed this. Just missed it. That would have been a great putt. So Cory looking to dial this one in for birdie. Just missed. He's going to tap in for par. Big putt from Marvin here. That'll be his triple bogey, 7. Puts him back at -4. Bobby's going to tap in for his bogey. Put him at -4. Holy moly. Really nice birdie out of Dalton there while we're seeing all this unfold. Bobby with a bogey. Folks, we got a playoff hole. We got 3 playoff holes in perpetuity. They're going to all check the scores. Everyone's going to realize we got a playoff to play. We're going back to hole 1. We're going to play 1 through 3, sudden death style. Same hole. You're looking to capitalize. Do the same exact thing you did first round, second round. Great starting hole for this playoff. 325. Get a par. Hopefully get a birdie. Move on to the next. Typically, this playoff could be decided on hole 2, which is a very challenging hole. Marvin going back to that P2 that he threw on hole 1. Same exact throw, forehand. Looking to do the same thing he did. Great height out of him. I thought for a second he was going to ring this one up. Really nice shot. Got a little ground play, so he'll have a little more left than he wanted to, but maybe 20 feet or so. Bobby switching discs, going to that T-bird. He threw a rock on the first hole, going to a T-bird here, looking to make the adjustment, which he does. This looks really nice. Needs to get us close or closer than Marvin, and that's an incredible shot. Gallery is fired up. This will be Marvin's putt, about 15 feet. Possibly just rushed it. Nerves of the crowd, nerves of the camera. This will be Bobby's birdie putt to take home the win. About 10-footer here. Huge win for Bobby. Great competitors. These guys are awesome friends. Super happy for Bobby. Great play out of Marvin. He's going to tap in his par. Let's throw it down to our TD in Craig Smolin, who's been running this since 2015. Again, huge thanks to Craig and the Open Door Shelter in Norwalk.
Legend, Bobby Cowperthwait.
Hey.
Good job, Bobby.
I just want to say thanks to Craig for running another one. All the sponsors for the tournament, and last but not least, Disc Golf Brah. Good job.
Huge thanks for that, Bobby. Great tournament. Guys, thanks so much for checking this out. We had an awesome crowd. Great lunch, potluck lunch, throw off. Just an unbelievable day with some snow. Finalized at Bobby Cowperthwait, first place, -4. Marvin losing in the playoff. Dalton with a great final at -2. Jeremy Friedler at even. Guys, thanks so much for watching. An incredible tournament, the 21st annual Cranberry Park Ice Bowl. Hope you guys enjoyed this coverage, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, guys.